Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Chike, you are rolling solo dolo tonight. What's going on?
Hey man, it's all good. Adam left me solo. It's all
He
right.
did. He did.
All right. So I saw two films. Well, actually, a short film and a film. The first is I saw Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. This was the second Aquaman, the sequel to the Aquaman debut film, which in the world of DC comic films, this was had slight controversy to it simply because it was supposed to come out before Flash, but it wound up coming out after Flash, which kind of gave it the appearance of a throwaway film. Like there was the pandemic, and then there was the strike, and a whole lot of stuff happened in between, and they wind up rearranging the order on the release of the films.
Mhm.
So basically, this Aquaman film was like a throwaway. Um, the storyline that they were going with the Justice League, from what I'm reading and hearing, that they're changing the lineup. And so, me personally, as a fan, I went into this not taking this film too seriously because I knew that it wasn't going to be um, a fixture in the line of stories that were going to come after. This is
Yeah.
like the last film from the whole team that gave you all those films that we saw already. This film stars Jason Momoa, Patrick Wilson, Amber Heard, Nicole Kidman, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen as Black Manta. So the story basically follows Aquaman in his life on land as he's creating a family, and he has the duality of being the king of Atlantis and also as a regular human on land. And he's called to do his duty as Aquaman, the king of the seas, to protect the natural environment, which people are starting to do things to create problems for Earth, the natural environments and global warming and the melting of the ice caps. And he has to run to the rescue to
Mm.
save the Earth yet again. And his brother Orm, which you know from the first movie, is imprisoned, and he winds up assisting him in helping save the Earth. Uh, it was entertaining for home. I just didn't find much weight in this movie.
Mm.
Especially because it came as a throwaway, and that's
Mm.
how I looked at it, as a throwaway. I don't
Yeah.
know how other fans will look at it, but that's how I saw it. It's great for at home watching popcorn. I think that it came to streaming pretty quickly because I don't think it did that well in the box office.
Mm.
But check it out for yourself and let me know what you think. Hit me up, let me know. But it was
Mhm.
okay, something to watch.
Right.
And the next film, well, it's not a film, it's like a short feature. It's called Welcome Home, Franklin. This is basically the origin story of Franklin from the Peanuts. And I'm so
Mm.
glad that they're
Yeah.
getting into this because for a while the Peanuts were kind of dormant. We didn't hear from them too much, except they would recycle some of the holiday stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
The younger generations would get acquainted with them, where we have seen those things all before.
Mm.
This is a new one, and I was pleasantly surprised and pleased. And I actually got a little emotional simply because of the storyline. If you don't know who Franklin is or was the lone black in
It
the
sat on the
Peanut
other side
Gang.
of the
Yeah,
table.
who sat on the other side of the table.
Uh-huh.
And it gave you an insight as to who he is.
Mm.
And it gave him depth. So basically, Franklin is a military kid and he moved around a lot and he didn't have
Mm.
any friends. So every town that he moved in, he was always trying to make friends. So this follows him moving to their town and him meeting Charlie Brown for the first time and them forging a friendship. And then Charlie Brown was the linchpin to being friends with everyone else. And then there is a scene in the, I don't want to give a lot away, but there is a scene where they say, "Hey Franklin, why don't you come and sit on this side of the table?" which that was the thing that got me. I was like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Franklin is very black. You know, he listens to Coltrane. He likes James Brown. You know, the
Okay.
music is stellar. Um,
Mhm.
he always quotes his grandfather. You know, so there's a lot of culture and heritage on Franklin's behalf. And I want to say kudos to the Peanuts creators and the producers for giving this character that much depth and starting off with Franklin. I thought it was so cool. And I hope
Yeah.
to see more. I want to see origin stories for the rest of the characters. This was cool. I really liked it. So continue the good work. And it's for everyone. I highly recommend it more so than Aquaman.
Well, I finally watched Mia Culpa, which is Tyler Perry's movie with Kelly Rowland,
Mhm.
and I didn't have big expectations because of what I've seen online. I tried to ignore
Mhm.
it, but it actually wasn't that bad to me. I mean, it was a Tyler Perry movie. I mean, there's a huge cliffhanger at the end, not cliffhanger, but like a switch up at the end. But I mean, it was cool. I didn't see anything wrong with it. It wasn't like a, but I'm not expecting that from a Tyler Perry movie. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I saw that. And Love is Blind. I talked about this last week on the show. So now we're at the point where everyone has either proposed and they're at the point where they're about to get married. And so you know what happens after they've lived together, they meet in the quads, then they or pods, and then they propose, and then they go off to an island somewhere, and then they actually live with each other for several weeks, and they meet each other's families and friends, and it's interesting. There's one couple, and I don't know how they're still together, but they keep coming back to each other. I couldn't deal with that woman; she's just too needy for me. And he told her that she went off. Anyway, so now they're about to go to the aisle, and that's when they say I do or I don't. So that comes back on Wednesday, but it is so good. There's this one black couple on there. I am really, really rooting for them. Um, I think the challenge is that she knows she wants to get married, and he does too, but he's never seen a successful marriage. And every man that he knows is always cheated. Even his father, he says, great father, but he cheated on my mother, and I never told her, but I'm sure she knows. And so you can see him trying to boost himself, trying to motivate himself to say, I can do this. Even though you can tell he loves the girl that he's with. But yeah, I hope they do make it. The one couple, I think they will make it, but they're gonna have a crazy relationship. um, this is the girl that told him that she liked Megan Fox. Um, and
Mhm.
then there's another couple that broke up. They broke up while they were living together. It was an interracial couple, and they were both into church and into each other. But the main thing they showed when they first moved in together is that he's always on his phone. But part
Mm.
of it is because he's a principal, and so there wasn't that connection once they got like they connected in paradise, and but when they got in the home, they just didn't. And she said that she didn't know. She know he's a great guy, but so they end up breaking up. But anyway, good show. Comes Wednesday, it continues on, so we'll see what happens. But
How many
yeah,
more
really good.
episodes?
I think it's gonna be usually maybe two with the weddings, and then there's always a reunion, but that's like usually a year later. But you can tell this is kind of they may have already shot it. I don't know the reunion, but it's good. It's really good. I just like the seeing how people think. You know what I mean? How couples and seeing what brings two couples together. Like this one couple, they have broken up 100 times, but they always end back to each other.
Mm.
And I couldn't do it, but they do it, and they love each other. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens though. But definitely an interesting concept. I couldn't do it though. Couldn't do it. Anything coming out the pipeline?
Um, Nothing comes to mind right now. I'm definitely going to try to check out the Oscars to see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, we'll see if anybody gets slapped this year.
Right. Right.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
We'll see. Well, thank you for always letting us know what to spend our time and money on, what not. And we'll be right back after this.